Where's the best place to find your life partner? Where is the best place to find your future spouse? Do you find them in school? Do you find them after school in clubs, in bars? Do you even go to church? I mean, are people in church safe? All right, let's talk about that. So before we get into it, let me first of all introduce you to the Project Sword and invite you to check out our website. All right. We are the Project Sword. We love music. All right. We love music. We love God. And we're just trying to put the two together. All right. Get our music. Our music is on our website. It's also available on major platforms like iTunes and Spotify, Boomplay, and or the likes. Okay. You can get our worship session, which is the unscripted sessions. Is amazing, it's intense, it's deep, it's powerful. Please go to YouTube. You can also get it on our website. All right, Salt TV on YouTube, available on our website too. It will bless you. I'm confident of that. All right, get our updates, what we are doing, where we are signing, where we are doing our music, where we are blessing lives, where our engagements generally, so you can keep up with what we are doing and be a part of what we are doing. Okay, so www.projectsalt.com/updates. You can also go to www.projectsalt.com/shop and shop for our merchandise. You want to get our branded shirts, our branded hoodies, our branded face caps, everything branded, beautiful. They are available there. You want to give to this platform, you want to give to what we're doing. Okay, what we are doing for the kingdom of God, go to www.theprojectsword.com/give. All right, and you can also be a partner, so you can be giving regularly. You can be a partner. There are a lot of perks to being a partner, a lot of benefits, I tell you. So go there, check them out, and join on. Okay, whatever we do, all the things we do are taken care of and provided by partners. So trust me, you're in good company. You can follow us on social media. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Daniel McDonald and the Project Salt. You can also subscribe to all our channels from YouTube to Spotify, wherever your podcasts is gotten from. We are there. You can all subscribe and get the blessing fully loaded. We are dropping content on a regular, so don't be caught unawares. God bless you. Let's jump into this thing right now. You would think by this time, at this level of civilization, with all the research, with all the analysis done, you would think that we would have cracked this code. We would have come to the conclusion, would have been able to find a formula, a a system that can help us establish this, whether it's as a fact, or as a truth. Where can a person find a spouse? Definitely, I will not say a perfect person. Okay, I will not say where can a person find a perfect person. All right, but at least I can say a perfect spouse for an individual, because definitely whoever you find is going to be good for you. All right, not just for everybody else. All right? I don't think there's any human being who is good for everybody. I mean, even ice cream is not good for everybody. Even ice cream, as good as it is, as sweet as it is not good for everybody. All right, so you would think by now there will be enough data and enough analysis and research, studies, investigations into the subject of finding the spouse. Okay, how easy or where to find the right person. Where to find the person generally, okay? Because I've heard people say, okay, you make the person right, you work on the person, you find the closest person to who you need or who you can live with, and then you make the person into that person. All right, they are not ready-made people. All right, I've heard different philosophies and different theories. I've heard people give different answers on questions like this. They tell you, oh, you need to be more outgoing, more outdoorsy. You understand? You need to talk to people more. You need to befriend people more. If anybody, if you know me personally, anybody here knows me personally, you will know that that is not that is not something I want to do. Honestly speaking, I'm not I'm not generally predisposed to making new friends or connecting with people or being friendly. I'm not generally friendly. In fact, from what I've heard from people who have somehow broken through and met me in person, they say I'm not necessarily approachable. As in, if not that they needed to meet me, or they were compelled to meet me, or they were put in a situation where they had to communicate with me, they would not. That it not be their first instinct to like say hello or say hi. My general disposition does not give them. I don't know. It's not deliberate. Honestly, I promise you, it's not deliberate. I'm not deliberately scare people away. I'm just like, that's just my face. That's just my disposition. That's just the way I look. Generally, okay. I'm not necessarily angry with anybody. I'm not necessarily brooding over anything. I'm just like that. Understand? So I don't go out of my way to talk to people. I can sit through a journey with someone and I will not say a word. I can sit with you in a hall. Even when I was in school, even when I was in secondary school, that's how far back. When I was in secondary school, what you can call high school, I will sit beside people and they will not. The best you can get is maybe, can I have your pen? Even at that, I still remember there was a time this was in university. I was sitting by someone. I was literally sitting by a lady, and I realized I didn't come with my pen. I didn't come to class with my pen, and I was calling my friends that were like 3 seats away, asking them if they had a spare pen. Can you imagine that? Asking them if they had a spare pen. But the person beside me, I didn't ask, and apparently she got angry. And was like, so why did you ask me for a spare pair? Why? I can't remember how that conversation went, but she actually had a spare pen, but she was angry that I didn't ask. And then she now gave me the spare pen. She shoved it at me. I didn't even know how to reject the spare pen anymore. I had to just take it, and I don't know. I was sad for not asking her, or felt bad, or I just don't know. But I'm not just like that. That happened several times. So I'm not the kind of person that just goes up to talk to a lady or talk to a guy or talk to anybody. Everybody, just mind your business. That's my own disposition. You understand? So when people say, "Oh, you need to be more outdoor, more outgoing, and all that," meet more extroverted, you can't stay indoors and meet the right person. Yes, it's logical to consider those things. Then you ask people say, okay, you need to go to places of gatherings, you need to go to weddings, you need to go to social events, you need to go to clubs and bars and pubs and all that. Go to places where you meet people, all right? And then some people will tell you, okay, you need to go to church, you need to go to when you go to classes, you need to talk to people and all that. The truth is this. People, I heard someone, okay, I don't want to mention his name, so it's only as if I'm attacking him. I actually love the guy. I love his work as an entertainer, as a Christian entertainer. I love what he does. So I don't like it when I find myself in a place where we are conflicting in thoughts. Okay, he was like, and he has given people advice in this regard. All right, he was like, you don't need to get him. You don't need to marry a believer. You don't really need to marry a Christian. You understand that the church is the worst place to go to look for a spouse. Well, and he said it, like you should go, and he advises people. He doesn't advise. I've never seen him advise people to go to church. I've never seen him advise people to say. What he does is he tells people to go online. As in, if you're like, okay, if you can't meet people around, if you can't meet people in the club, if you can't meet people in the lounge, you should go online. Now, this is a Christian. This person is a Christian. Like, for years, he's friends with a lot of Christian pastors. a lot of pastors, renowned pastors, but he gave this advice to someone, and it really went up into my head. I was like, this is wrong. Apart from considering the facts around, the facts involved, is wrong. If you want to look at it statistically, you want to look at it spiritually, it's wrong. Even if you remove the spiritual component, you remove the fact that you shouldn't marry anybody who is not, as in, if you are a believer, if you are a Christian, you shouldn't. Apart from, first of all, it is a sin. I think it is a sin. Is that because when God, the only thing, is not only the Ten Commandments that are the laws. Okay, when God says things through His prophets and apostles, those things are not suggestions; they are instructions. So when we hear things like, don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers, these are the same instruction, like, don't get married to someone who is not of the same faith with you. All right, so that is established spiritually, but statistically, it doesn't make sense if you're looking for someone who you want to do life with, and you're finding the person in the same place where you find drug addicts, alcoholics, the same place that is a regular spot for wife beaters, gamblers. Then you want to look for a life partner in the same. Now it doesn't make sense. It's bad advice. It's actually bad advice. It's very bad advice. Going to the internet. Okay. Let's see if we can list them. We have going to clubs and bars. Okay. Clubs. You go to a club. I'm sorry, but the club is not a place to find a stable person. Unless, especially when you're considering clubs of the 21st century, clubs of 2022. Clubs back then were not necessarily, even the ones that were dance clubs were still. Right now, it's just a bunch of people sweating on each other in the name of dancing, consuming substances, losing their inhibitions, drinking, smoking, and just rubbing on people. Basically, you back in the days, clubs were more like you come in, there's live music going on, you sit down, you chill. Back then you could actually take your family to club. As in, maybe not your children, but you could actually. I was in school when a lecturer. Yes, I had graduated. I just graduated like a year after. One of the lecturers who lectured me in school, he just took me out, as he was like, okay, you're going to spend the night in my place, come, let's go. And he took me out, and I went to a good club. As in, we went there, we went to two of them actually, and I was like, this is how clubs were back in the day. And it was a mature setup, definitely. You understand? It was a mature setup. And even though I don't drink, he took some drinks, and we went to another club. We met some royalties. I'm like, this. I was like, if this is what club is today, then maybe I would have even thought of it. I would have considered it. But what clubs are today, especially in the city of Lagos, is a whole mess. It's just a complete mess. So when you now say you want to find a life partner who will join you in building life as a Christian, raising the right children, disciplining the right children, right, living a life that is exemplary for your children, and you say you want to find that person in a club, are you not the fool? Are you not a very big fool? That the place you want to find that person is the same place that is frequented by drug addicts, by gamblers. There is a very high chance, okay, that if you are drinking in a club, that you will be sleep to something. Somebody will sleep you, at least as a lady, someone will sleep you something. A pill, whatever it is, she will sleep you something. They put something in your drink. The same places that are known for rape, for drugging people and taking them home, and that is where you want to go and find your husband or your wife. Are you not the joker? Then you talk about bars. Okay, bars, you can understand that there are different kinds of bars. There are some bars that they don't have alcoholic drinks. There are some bars that they have alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. There are some people who have grown up, and even though grown up through they've gone to bars at some point in their life, and even when they're giving their life to Christ, they still go to bars, but they don't, they don't consume that much alcohol at least. So they go there to meet with people, to talk to people, to just, sometimes I feel like that. Actually, sometimes I feel like because of the kind of life I live as a solitary person, I'm more like a lone wolf. I don't have cliques. Nobody can say. I have very close friends. I have very, very close friends. If I should name them, they shouldn't be. They won't be up to 5. As I can count them on one finger. Right, my producer is one of them. My very close friends. Like 2 of them are in Abuja, so they are in a city far from me. My producer is like me. We are very lone, solitary people. My producer, in fact, the only time my producer and I meet is in the studio. I've never been to his place. He has never been to my place. We are close, as in we are very close. If how do I put it now? There's a question somebody asked one time. Who are the people that? What was the question? The people you can run to. Was that the question? The people you can run to with anything about your life or something. People you can talk to anything about your life or something. And I was like, there are not very many of them as at now. I mean, I've been betrayed by like close friends. I've been betrayed like straight up there was backstabbing, right? So at the point I was like, friends, they are not worth it. But if I want to count now, 2 of them are in a different city entirely. They are like far away. So it's not like we can hang out. But we can call, and even at that, we have to call. We can only do that when our day aligns. Okay, we are both free to talk, and the other person is my producer, Sekigo, and we are close like that. But at the same time, we are not outgoing people. Sekigo can stay in the studio. He can stay in the studio and just be there. You understand? Sekigo's life is his home, his studio, his church, his home, his studio, his church. He's like this. I mean, it's crazy. Then maybe he wants to go and he wants to have a good time. He wants to take his workers for a good time, so they go to the beach or go to somewhere. Apart from that, there may be his madam and stuff. So the only time I see him is when I get to the studio. So I've not been to his place. He's not been to my place. At least since he moved to his new place, we've not, and that has been years. Probably 5. Is it 5 years now? I don't know. So my kind of person, I'm not that, you get what I mean. So I don't have so many friends. So I have that feeling sometimes that, okay, let's go to the bar. Let me if there was a bar, living in a place like close to a place like Culture Yard. I don't know if you know Culture Yard in Lagos. If you know Culture Yard in Lagos, is not alcoholic. Is a good sport. It's an amazing sport. I don't know how they did it, but they put in resources and they created a place that is as entertaining as So is a very social sport. But the only thing is that there is no alcohol. You understand? So we can get every other thing, but there's no alcohol. Alright, even palm wine, as in they even do palm wine, but it definitely is not fermented palm wine, so there's no alcohol and everything. So if I was living close to that kind of place, I'll be very happy because I'll be able to go out and socialize and So these are places that you would like to go and listen to live music, listen to open nights and all that. But then that's a Christian setup. I mean, I know the people who set up Culture Yard. I think it's Bucci and Righteous Man. These are reggae legends, right in Nigeria, and they are Christians. They are declared Christians. It's not Christianity that they are hiding. It's Christianity that is declared. Okay, so you don't have many places like that in Lagos. In fact, I think the only other place I've heard of, I've not even gone there, is what they call it, or what they call this guy, Julius Agu, the comedian, and I don't even know if he's still up. If the place is still up. So these are some of the issues. Okay, so if you now want to go to a bar, all right, majority of them will give you heavy alcoholic drink. You have a lot of people attending there, who comes to those places, consuming alcohol. And my problem is not really the alcohol. I have friends who take alcohol and they are sane and they are beautiful people. I mean, I have people who are Christians, solid Christians, but they still take alcohol. So it's not alcohol is not really the problem. The problem is the fact that you want to take a life partner from a place that has such mixed multitude. Okay, mixed multitude. If we juxtapose places like the church with the bar and the club, all right, the problem is not actually the fact that bad people, okay, let me use that quote now, bad people are in the club or are in the bar or whatever, because bad people are also in the church. Did you get that? The problem is not that bad people are, because bad people are not exclusive to clubs or bars or whatever, wherever it is. They're not exclusive to those places. Bad people are also in the church. In fact, the church is just as bad. The people in church are just as damaged, as bad, as flawed as the people in the clubs. I promise you that. In case you've not been to church recently, I can tell you confidently, as somebody who has been in church for years, I dropped that at some point. We had some issues. Me and God had some beef. But for years, I have served in church, I have worked in church, I have been employed by churches. I can tell you with confidence that the same bad people in the club, the same quality of bad people are found in the church. I promise you that. But there's a difference. Okay? There's a difference. The people in the club are bad and they don't want to get better. Yes, I said it. The people in the club are flawed. They are very flawed. But they are clearly not making deliberate efforts at doing better. People in the church are very flawed and they know that they need help and they are desperate for help. They are willing to come to church, read their Bible, you understand, do different things because they want to get better. You know what it means to wake up in the morning on a Sunday, dress up and go to church? You've done that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you want to rest. Instead, you get up and you dress up, probably in your best clothes, and then you walk to church under the sun, under the rain, or whatever it is. You find your way to church, and then they now ask you to give your money. And you give your money, you give your time. They tell you to serve in the department, you serve in the department. You understand? You make sacrifices. Why? Because you have that, you know that you have issues and you want help. You want help. You could have spent that time in the club. I worked in an office that was right beneath a club. It's crazy. Yeah, I was on the fourth floor. The club was on the 5th floor. It was, oh my goodness, it was crazy. Oh my goodness. And because of the nature of my work, I would walk through the night. Okay, sometimes I walk through the night. Definitely I won't walk through. I will walk till like 2, 3, then sleep off. Man, oh my goodness. Sometimes 6 a.m., 7 a.m., these guys are still hit. They are still going hard. Like, dude, go home. Let's go. What are you doing here? Use different characters. I might come out of the office to stretch on the hallway, and I'll just see different characters going through the elevator. Like, oh my goodness. So people who go to clubs are just as flawed, just as horrible, just as bad as Christians who go to church. The difference is that those who go to church are looking for help. They have admitted that they are wrong and they're looking for help. Those who insist on going to the club, they know they are wrong. I mean, they know that there's something wrong with my life. But I would rather keep living like this and not look for help. I'd rather live like this, even though it's hurting me or I'm hurting other people. Yes, because at the end of the day, you think you are just doing it for yourself. You think no. Some people are going to suffer for your decisions. Okay, so that's the difference. So it now helps you understand. Okay, yes, bad people are everywhere. But then I'm not definitely looking for a perfect person. I'm looking for someone who is trying to fix themselves, who is trying to do better, who is trying to make better decisions, who is trying to get better in life. Definitely, I'll go to the church. Statistically speaking, your best bet is in the body of Christ. Let me say it again. Statistically speaking, the best place is in the body of Christ. That's where you can get what you're looking for. You can get someone who loves you more than they love God. That is a place where people have not gotten to yet. Someone who loves you more than they love God. When you say these things, people don't understand. Why would I want to get somebody who loves God more than they love me, especially men? Yeah, because we have come to that point where we generally every a real man wants to be with a woman who respects him, who honors him as a man. Okay, leave all that what do you call it now, metrosexual men who are trying to be woke and stuff. A real man, okay, who is high value. He's not looking for a woman to contend with. He's looking for a woman that can honor him and respect him and help him thrive. Okay? That being the case, a man generally does not like the idea of his wife giving more honor to her pastor than giving it to him. Okay? So you generally don't want you don't like the idea. You don't like the idea of a woman, going to church for so long. When she's talking to her pastor, she's basically kneeling down. And then she wants to pray, she's calling her pastor. And then there's any issue, she's calling her pastor. It's like the pastor is a check on you as a man. People don't like the idea generally. But the truth is this. It's still the safest place. It's still the safest place to find someone, because, like I said, the person loves God more than they love you. Now, the person does not love pastor more than he loves you. Okay, the person loves God more than they love you. Why is it necessary for you to find someone who loves God more than the person loves you? This is probably going to change your perspective to marriage. The truth is this: as much as that person loves you, whether it's a man or a woman who loves you understand, as much as there's love in that marriage, they will get to a point where the love will not be sufficient to carry some of the conflict involved. It's not able to carry some of the trials and temptations involved in that marriage. Believe it or not. I will say it again. Believe it or not. To get to a point where the love will not be sufficient, not be strong enough to carry the weight of that marriage. What would be strong enough? The love for God. I may not always be, that faithful man. Okay? But when it comes to God, when it comes to my fear for God, my reverence for God, I have to compare myself into that state. This is what I mean. I get tempted like every other person. As a married man, if I'm a married man, if I get married, I'll get tempted. And trust me, if you understand how men work, if you understand how we work, if you understand the fact that sex is not an emotional thing for men, you can sleep with anything. Generally, men, I've literally heard somebody tell me that, oh boy, even gutter water, they quench fire. Let me say it again. Even gutter water, they quench fire. The guy was looking at the lady, and I was like, dude, how far now? This girl don't be your type now. I know the kind of girls they always pursue. And the guy was like, my brother, even gutter water, they quench fire. In other words, give me anything to quench my fire. So men are not emotional like that. However, if we consider God, if we say, okay, this my wife is misbehaving, I'm angry with her, I don't love her anymore, we will still stay in that marriage. We will still honor that marriage and look for a way to get things done better. Because we love God, not because we love the woman. The same thing with the woman. The woman may be tired with the shenanigans of the man, the nonsense he keeps pulling, the misbehaviors and everything, and she will still hold on to the marriage, hoping to get it fixed. She will still hold on to the marriage, not because she loves the man, because the man is definitely not is not being lovable, but because he loves God. Okay, that's where you now see the end of things like I don't think the marriage will work. I think this relationship has come to its end. I don't love you anymore. I'm not happy anymore. Those things will not happen because the person is holding on to the marriage because of their love for God, not because of their love for you. Definitely, it will come to a time when they will not build affection again. Affection will come back, but within that space, that gap where there is no actual affection towards each other, what you guys are holding on to is not your love, because your love is not strong at that point. It is your what? Is your love for God, knowing that I cannot offend God. I mean, look at Joseph. Joseph did not sleep with Potiphar's wife. Why? Because of his love for God, not because of his love for Potiphar. Potiphar would not have known. See, let's be honest. They can run that package, and Potiphar would not have known, and he would just be, jamming the wife, and the wife would just be enjoying herself, and nobody will be the wiser. I mean, he was the boss of all the servants, so he knew how he could actually create a room for the activity, and nobody will know about. In fact, he could actually go into the madam's bed, knowing his oga's schedule, and he will go there and do what he wants to do, and come out and satisfy the woman at the same time satisfy the man, and the man has no idea what is going on. But for his love for God, you understand now? For his love for God, that's what protects a marriage. Now, how do you establish that? This is what some women say when they say, I'm looking for a God-fearing man. This is what they're looking for. They're looking for a person who, can, because of their love for God, decide to hold on to the marriage or try to get the marriage well. If there's any problem, how to fix it. All right, not turning a conflict to something damaging to the marriage, but instead seeking God's counsel. But you can't find that person in a club. I'm sorry, you can't find a God-fearing man in a club. I'm not saying they never show up in a club. I'm saying it's statistically rare to find the God-fearing man you're looking for in a club. You hardly do that. It hardly happens. Do some of them go to the club? Yeah, some very rarely. You find them as people that frequent the club. Okay, you hardly find Christians who love God to that point. So your best bet is in the church. Trust me. Your best bet is still in the body of Christ. However, there's a caveat somewhere now. There's a let's put a small disclaimer somewhere, and this is where a lot of people miss it. This is the reason why a lot of people think that the wrong people are in church. This is one of the reasons why people have this idea that if you go to the church to find a spouse, you will get the bad people. There are bad people in church. Why not just go to the club after all, or go online? First of all, online. This is why I will advise them to go online. Okay, as much as the Bible does not, I don't know if the Bible has a counsel for online dating. But what I can tell you is this, and this is another reason why why people have been missing it in finding their spouses in church. When you go online to find a date, to find a spouse, what you have done is you have declared yourself desperate. You have declared yourself that, I'm looking for a spouse. I couldn't find them in person. I couldn't find them in real life, so I've come online to look specifically. Now, when you go online, what you're doing is targeting. You're looking for, you're going through the crowd. You're filtering all the people, unserious people, jobless people, married men who want to you get to. Assuming that the software or the website you're working with, the platform you're working with, does background checks and confirms whether this person is single, person is not single, blah 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 blah, and all that. So you are sieving through and you're going to the actual target. So both you and the person you are being matched with online know that you want to get married, you want to get together. All right. So without even building friendship, you've already expressed desperation. Without building friendship, without building any form of friendship, you have already expressed what they call it, desperation. That's why online dating is not safe, because when you express desperation, if you express desperation to me, okay, and I want to get you as a guy, I will do everything that you like. I will find ways to find out what you like, to the point of even asking you, oh, hey honey, what are your 3 favorite things, in a smooth way, and get you to say, and I will start giving you what you want. Whether it is my natural disposition to do those things, nobody knows. I mean, but I'll give it to you. Okay, so if you say, oh, I like going out, I like I'm a thrill seeker. There are people like that. Say I'm a thrill seeker. They like skydiving and bungee jumping and all those. They want to just get their blood flowing. And my person, okay, I don't know if I'm a thrill seeker yet because I don't know. I've not tried to do any of those things. But if I want to please you, definitely I will. Oh, let's do it, and I will, for the next 1-2 months, I will push myself to satisfy all your desires. Okay, what you're looking for in a man, because I know that that's what you get. Then you get married and you're like, what have I gotten myself into? Because then I start showing you who I actually am. All right. So that's why the online dating is not, internet dating generally is not safe, because the moment you make contact, both of you know that you are desperate. Both of you know that this is what you want. Both of you know that somehow the algorithm has said that we match. Okay, somehow the algorithm has said that we match. It's now for me to now complete the rest of the game. Okay, go the last lap, and then show you all the things that you want to see, so that you can say yes to me. I mean, so I don't know, but this mentality is what makes people find the wrong people in church. Okay, they end up with wrong marriages in church. I've heard stories. My pastor has told me stories. He has, oh my goodness. I used to have his audio messages like way back. His audio messages from way back, and different stories. I told them not to get married. They said they must get married. 1 year later, we are dealing with divorce. I'm trying to return the ring. This one, that one. This is just a whole mess. And a lot of them like that. And most of them were in church. He knew them in church. I was like, this lady, you are not good for this guy. You guys should wait. If you really want to get married, wait. Go through certain processes. I will help you get to where you want to get to. But now, if you do it now, it will not work. And they were like, no, you must get married. And sometimes they go behind his back and they do that thing. And then when it all goes to places, they come back to him for counseling, for facilitate divorce, or facilitate whatever it is. It's just a mess. And I realized this is the problem. This is why people come to church looking for spouses, looking for people they will spend their life with, decent people that believe God and love God, and they end up with a mess. Why? When you come to church to look for a spouse, okay, you will find another person who came to church to look for a spouse. It's like internet dating, like online dating, okay? But this time you're not online. When you come to church looking for a spouse, you will meet another person looking for a spouse. Okay? It's like going to the club looking for somebody to hook up with. Okay, looking for a one-night stand. You will meet somebody who is looking for a one-night stand. Okay? Or you meet somebody who is generally looking for what you two are looking for. Okay? And then you proceed to either deceive each other because both of you don't know that this is what you're looking for. Yes, if you go to church looking for a spouse, you will usually come up with other people looking for a spouse. The problem with that is the same problem that happens to people who date online. You begin to face pretense and deception and phony attitudes. People begin to show you parts of them that are not real, aspects of them that are not real. Yeah, it happens a lot. Okay, this is why people come to church and still marry wrong, because they come to church with the mind that I'm looking for someone, okay, that is willing to spend their life with me, that fears God. But the truth is, that is what you came to church to do, brother, sister. That is not what church is made for. Church was not made for you. It was not established so that people can come together and then you can come and do point and give. No, that's not what church was created for. We didn't come up with the idea of church. God made it. God established it. And the purpose of church was not so that you can have a group of people together, so that you can come and then look through the catalog and say, okay, this one is fine, this one does not do this one does that one. And it's okay, I want this one, I want this one. That's not what church. That wasn't why church was created. So when you come to church with the mentality of picking a spouse, you will meet another person who has that mentality of meeting a spouse, okay, or finding their spouse, and then you will now start the whole pretense, the whole adjusting your life to satisfy the person's desires. You understand? You start, that's what and you end up with the same kind of people you would have ended up in the internet. It's just that instead of using the internet, they came to the church to do their own. Both of you will now start manifesting desperation. You won't even try to become friends because you're like, I want to get married in the next 6 months. So you won't even try to establish friendship. All you are just doing is talking to her because you want to build affection. You are talking to him because he's the one that is calling you, and he's the one that is looking eligible and looking interested, and no friendship is built. Let's just go like that. And I've met people who are of the opinion that the friendship is not necessary. That after all the people that dated how many months, their marriage is not end. I was watching a video with some married men. This I'm telling you is true now. I was watching a video with some married men, and I'm sure you've watched that video. It's an old video, very old video. A pastor, came out. He was in church and he was like, "If you're not married, come outside now. If you're a man, you're not married, come outside." No, if you're a woman, you are in this church and you are still single and you are not engaged in any way, come outside now. And whether he thought it was to be, these churches where they pray for single people almost every Sunday. They pray for. So the ladies now, they ran outside in honor and respect for the man of God. They came outside and they told them to line up. You understand? Line up, whether it was in a single file or something. Line up in a single file, and then he said, "If you're a man here in this church, come outside." I think he did it for. I think he started with the man first or something, the men first or something. But somehow he got the men and the women to come out, and then he said, "Oh yeah, quickly, pick your wife now." And I think he was promising them that he will get married. They will help them get married or something. But like, pick your wife now, as in straight up right there. Some men were like going to stand with the girl, just hold the girl. I was like, what's going on in this church? What is going on in this wonderful church, please? And the men who were with me, the married men who were with me, were like, yes, that is good, it's right. They were laughing with me actually, but then I said, yes, it's actually that yes. I'm like, are you serious? They said, yes. And they support it. That is a good move. I'm like, but what about, courting and courtship and dating and all? They say, what there were people that have been courting and what happened to them? What did you help them? Who got in help? One thing. This, that. These are not 5 years married people. These are 10 years and above. People that have married 10 years and above. So they're like, who got in help? Who courtship help? They should marry them, give them marriage money, and they should buy an apartment for them, let them live. I'm like, my Lord, my Father, my God, my King. and they were like, yes. And I'm like, yes, I'm not married, but still, it doesn't work. There are so many variables. You can't tell, unless you say, okay, maybe later the church will not do counseling. You understand? But up front, the I don't know, is it the desperation now? Or the fact that you just feel that you can just hold on to a lady and hold on to a guy and that's it, and we are married, and I don't even know her name. I'm not even sure she's a member of this church. For all we know, she just came for one. Oh Lord. And they were like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. They've been single for all these years, so now the pastor wants to help them. They should pick whoever it is fine. Whoever did a good makeup, whoever did the proper makeup, you hold on to the person. Only God knows when the person cleans the foundation. Whatever you see is what you get. But and they were sanctioning it that yes. And I'm like, if this is how you want to run this thing, you will end up with wrong people. Honestly, you will end up with wrong people. There are some of us who are born again Christians, and not just the fact that we are born again Christians, but the fact that we don't have the luxury of just picking anybody. Why? Because we have pushed ourselves to the point of sonship. All All right, sonship. I mean, when I mean sonship, I mean we are not just born again Christians. We are not just born again people, right? We have dedicated our lives to the service of God to the point where we can't decide these things. It's not up to us to decide. Trust me. If it was up to me, is it to marry that's the problem? If it was up to me, it won't be the reason why a lot of us are happily single is this. We understand that this is not up to you. You can't just go somewhere and say, oh, I like this one, let's marry that one. Our lives are lives of ministry. Okay, we live a life that is sold out to God, that is dedicated to God. It is God that helps you at this. Okay, my son, this kind of person you are, this kind of person I want you to stand by. Okay, she will stand by you. She will do this, she will do that. You understand? So he knows you more than you know yourself. So you're confident that he will find the person for you. You also know that if you insist on something or somebody, because you have dedicated your life to him, he will insist and say no. If he doesn't want that person, if God doesn't want that person, all right, he will prevent that relationship from happening. Why? Because he knows that if that lady steps or if that guy steps into your life, they will damage the work he's been doing with you, through you, and in you. Okay, so God, when you meet people who are operating at the level of sonship and priesthood, okay, in the body of Christ, they generally don't have a say. No, they don't. Any random child of God, any random born again can just say, oh God, I like that girl, I like that guy, and they will make a move and it will work, and then they will not find themselves trying to push for the marriage, and then the wedding will happen and they will get married and they will try to start patching things up and start. But when you now say, okay, God, I give my life to you, I surrender everything to you, I want to be a son, I want to serve, I want to represent you, I want to do exactly what you instruct me to do. At that point, what you have done is you have relinquished your free will to a certain degree. So you can't just say, oh, I like that guy. You can say, no, it's not. That person will kill what I've planted in you. So you find out that is you understand? People who come to church with the mentality that they will find, you will end up with people like you. So then what do? Pursue God. Live what is manage everything. Let's be honest. Let's be fully honest. Marriage is important. I bet you marriage is very important. It's life-changing important, as in it will determine a lot of things in your life. However, is it so important that you will abandon your faith? You abandon the will of God and you just give me somebody to marry. I want to marry. So you go to church. You never know God. You never try to build relationship with God. You don't have a strong relationship with God. You are trying to build a strong relationship with the woman, with the man. To what end? So you come to church on Sunday, you're not focused. You are looking for the lady that sings in the choir, or the usher that has long legs, or the sister in the church. You join the workers' party because of a lady. I know people who have done that. They join the workers' department, unit, just to get close to a lady. And sometimes they don't even hide it anymore. The question then becomes, at this point, who is your priority, God or your life partner? So yes, statistically the church is the best place to find a spouse. Let's not lie to ourselves. However, if you go there with your mentality that I want to get a spouse in church, I came here to get a spouse. My purpose of coming to the church is to find a life partner. My brother, my sister, you will end up with somebody that is as desperate as you, who has made a decision to come to church and find a life partner, and you will not like what you find. I promise you that you will not like what you find. But if you come to church for the purpose of meeting with God's people, worshiping God, serving God, doing His will, in the process of finding your purpose in God, in the process of walking in your purpose with God, okay, walking in your purpose, all right, living the life of Christ, in that process, you will meet the person. Okay, you will meet the person. There's so many other things I want to say. I don't have time to say. So many other things. In life, anybody, if you look through life, you find out that whatever you chase, if you're chasing things, especially when they are amoral things, like money, okay, like marriage, they will elude you. But if you chase God, you will end up with those things. If you chase those things, they will constantly elude you. But if you chase God, those things will find a way and circle back to you. It happens. Even fame. If you are chasing fame will elude you. You end up if you become so like desperate to get fame and money, you end up doing things that are questionable because the purpose, the objective is fame and money. But when you chase God, those things will naturally fall in your lap. Naturally, they'll fall on your lap. So yeah, statistically speaking, the church remains the best place to find a good spouse. Okay, a spouse that is good for you. But you don't go to church looking for a spouse. You don't. If you go there looking for a spouse, you will find a spouse. But guess what? You will find someone that is equally as desperate as you, as we came to church to find what you're looking for, and is willing to adjust themselves to satisfy your specs. Okay, to meet your specs. They will adjust themselves. They will become phony. They will become pretentious, just so that they can meet your spec. And when they finally get you in, the real person that the shocker will be so shocking. And then the aftershock, as Reverend Peterson, Reverend Bright. Peter Bright from Ghana. The aftershock will be so profound. You understand? So please don't do that. Don't get yourself into that mess. If you're coming to church, come to church to look for God. When you find God, trust me, you're good. You are well. If outside God, you're on your own. When the moment that I always say, the safest place to be is in the will of God. The moment you step out of the will of God, you are not safe. You will sponsor yourself. You are going to be self-sponsored, self-mentored. You're going to push by yourself. Holy Spirit can't push for you because you are out of His will. He can't push you into something that He knows will destroy you. Okay, even if that thing is good. The fact that it's good does not mean that it's right. Okay, not everything that is good is right. I hope we know that by now. Okay, the biggest enemy of the right thing is the good thing, because the devil will not give you the bad thing because he knows you will reject the bad thing, but you always accept the good thing. So be careful, be wary of good things, jumping into good things, especially when there's a right thing. Okay, so I think I've said enough at this point. All right. I'm confident you've been blessed by this session. Please follow the podcast and share with everyone you know. You can also go to our website www.theprojectsoul.com, because that's where you get everything we have done, everything we are doing, and everything we are yet to do. Whether it's our music, whether it's our events, whether it's our videos, you can get it on our website. You can also follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Daniel McDon and The Project Salt. All right, and you can also do that on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share on YouTube, Salt TV. Those videos will bless you. You can also go to our online store, www.theprojectsoul.com/shop, and get our merchandise, all branded merchandise from our store. You can also get products from our partners. You can also partner with us and donate to what we do. www.theprojectsoul.com/give. Your support will go a long way. God loves you.